Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
Greetings, my fellow Fright fiends, and thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video is going to be a comic book review. This is going to be the 5th issue in this series. I have done reviews for all of the other issues that have come out since January of 2022 when I did the first one. This is, of course, Tom Holland's Fright Night, and this is being put out by American Mythology Productions. And I've had a love-hate relationship with this comic book series if people have watched my other videos. My biggest issues with it were some of the writing and especially the change in artists. Now, Neil Vokes, if people haven't watched my other videos talking about this comic book series, Neil Vokes is my favorite comic book artist of all time. He did the artwork for many issues in the original Fright Night comic book series that started in 1988 and concluded in 1990. But his artwork has always spoken to me, and for me, he really captured the essence of these characters from the 1985 film. Outside of all of the other artists that worked on that Now Comics series, even Lennon Delsol, who was another artist that I really love from that series. But the fact that you had Neil Vokes' amazing artwork, and then it would transition into Jason Craig's artwork, who I didn't think was as good, it took me out of the story. So that was my big issue. Also, I didn't understand where they were going. I felt like the writing was a little bit strange in the first few issues, where you had just some of the choices they made with some of the characters. I didn't understand what they were really doing. But the overall theme of this entire series was the resurrection of Jerry Dandridge. And you had the Vampire Queen, who goes back to Jerry Dandridge's old house, and she's sort of putting things in place in order to bring that iconic character back. So that's pretty much what culminates in this book. You have the characters of Danny, who is Peter Vincent's assistant, Peter Vincent himself, as well as Amy and Charlie going back to Jerry Dandridge's house, the scene of the crime from the first Fright Night film, to take on the Vampire Queen and her crew. That's pretty much the gist of this book. And much like issue number 4, the one thing I'm going to say that right off the bat I was very, very happy about was the fact that Neil Vokes did all of the artwork in this book. Jason Craig hasn't done any of the art since issue 3. I don't know if there was other people that said it was just too jarring to have the artist transition. But this book was fantastic, much like issue number 4. These last 2 issues have been my favorites in the series, and I really was excited to see if they were going to actually bring Jerry Dandridge back at the end of this, because this is supposed to be the last issue. But without spoiling too much, this doesn't end as a conclusion. This ends as like, oh, there's more to tell. So I don't know what's going on, if there's going to be an issue 6, but all I can say is that the way that this book played out, very much like I said with issue number 4, I really loved the tone. I loved the art. It really made me feel like I was reading the Now Comics Fright Night line back when I was 14, 15 years old. So it really was an emotional moment for me, because much like things that have happened in the last couple of months, like with the new Beverly Hills Cop coming out, and then we got Beetlejuice coming out, these things from my childhood are coming back. I never thought there would be another Fright Night comic, especially one drawn by my favorite comic book artist of all time. And I really think that it just took a long time for the story to sort of find itself. Plus, this book was released really sporadically. Like I said, the first review I did was back in January of 2022. That's almost 3 years ago, and we're just on issue 5. So yeah, we've only gotten a couple issues a year. And so that makes it tough to sort of, have the momentum of, next month we're going to find out what's happening. No, I'd have to wait, 6 months. And I understand this is being put out through an independent distributor. That being said, I really liked how this book ended. It ended where I am drooling to find out what's going to happen and where we're going to go from here. And I love all of these characters. My favorite will always be Evil Ed. I was very glad to see that he's in this book as well. And I love Jerry Dandridge. I love Peter Vincent and Charlie Brewster. And they're all great. They're all characters that really spoke to me as a young kid. The first time I saw the original Fright Night, I was 12 years old. So these characters have been in my life for almost 40 years. And I love them. And I'm really anxious to see more adventures. I hope that we do get an announcement that there is going to be more books, because they do leave this on a cliffhanger. So yeah, definite recommend if you're a Fright Night fan. Definitely recommend seeking this book out. This coming month, I'm going to GalaxyCon, and the man himself, Chris Sarandon will be there. So he's so many things to me. He's Jack Skellington, he's Jerry Dandridge. He's been in great films like Princess Bride, Child's Play, Dog Day Afternoon, The Sentinel. I love Chris Sarandon. I follow him on Instagram. He seems like a really nice guy. I'm actually debating having him sign this, which I think would be really cool because I had Stephen Jeffries sign my Fright Night number 8 from the original No Comics line when I met him. So we'll have to see, but really anxious to meet him, and I cannot recommend this book enough. And I'm curious if you guys have read the Fright Night comic books, what you guys think about it. Did you, are you guys old like me, and did you read that original series from Now Comics back in the 80s and early 90s? I mean, it was a great comic book, and I was really saddened that it was canceled. And I'm so glad that Tom Holland has the rights to put these out. That's why we're getting new Fright Night comics, because he owns the rights to the comic books. So I really hope we find out more about more Fright Night comics coming out. I really am curious to see where they're going to go from here. And thank you so much again for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys are fans of Fright Night. And I promise there's some really cool content coming up very, very soon. So take it easy. Stay scared as always. Peace. Hey, my fellow Fright Fiends, I just want to thank everyone for supporting Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. If you haven't yet subscribed and you'd like to, please hit the subscribe button down below. Click the bell notification so you're updated every time I drop a new video. I try to drop a video at least once or twice a week. The Horror Zone is a passion of mine, and it really makes me happy that I can share that passion with all of you guys. Thanks so much again for the support, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always.